Page 28, TV March. Another march, huh? It's a full page long, treble and bass clef, 2 flats in the key signature. We're in the key of B flat major. And 4/4 time signature. And I look it through, I see quarter notes, eighth notes, whole notes, and half notes. Well, okay, we do all that. Let's take it one hand at a time. We may have to figure out what to do with this fingering. You're starting out in the right hand here. Remember the E flat, it's in the key signature, so it's in the hands position, hand position. That's 4 and 1. 4 and 1, 2, 3 and. And again, I'm just lowering the weight into each of these, letting the weight push these notes down. Let the wrist collapse a little bit, not collapse a lot, just a little bit on these. Now, you're ending the second line here, and third line, you gotta come down one. You just come down. That's fine. And then second line, third measure, that's E naturals now. Remember the rules for accidentals. Sharps, flats, and naturals, accidentals. It applies from that point on for the rest of the measure in that staff. So that first natural applies for the rest of the measure. All of those E's in that measure are natural then. And the next measure, you get the E. They don't need a flat there in front of the E. It's a flat anyway because the natural is only good for that one measure. But it doesn't hurt to have it there. They're being clear. It's saying make sure you play a flat here. And that C, by the way, you see that little curved line? That's a tie. Remember ties? Hold it. You hold the C down. You only play the top note here. So you got to watch out on those. They trick you. And then for the third line, we'll come back up like you were at the beginning with thumb. Because you could play these right where you are. But usually in music, when we have a passage like we did at the beginning here, and we get that same passage later on in the piece, we will finger it the same way. And that's why I'm suggesting go ahead and come back and use thumb again. Technically speaking, use any finger you want, which means at the beginning, instead of here, I could have been here all along. So I don't have to move. I could have just started at the beginning. I don't have to move. If you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with it. But I'll go ahead and follow this because it kind of helps us get some practice at moving around. Now, in the last line, the first 2 measures are the same as the second line first 2 measures. So the second measure in the last line, I'm here. Then I'm lift up and move. Just move here. And then they want 1 and 4. If your hands are big and your fingers are fat and you can't get up in here, then you have to use second finger. But if your hands are big, you can do that. Here. And then 1 and 5. But if your hands are small enough, just use the finger. The thumb's doing it all. I don't like the thumb doing it all, but okay, we can do that. Sometimes it has to, I don't know. Left hand, where you're starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This is fun. And the second line is just not doing a lot in the left hand. You got to come down here. Now reach down. Now again, if this is a stretch for you, because there's no rest here. This is the second line, second measure going into the third measure. The half note going on, there's no rest there. So if you can't reach that, then on the half note B, use thumb. Put your thumb on it, and that way you can reach down and get it. And you come back. Don't stay up here. Come back here as soon as you can. So it's a then thumb, and then reach up, and then for the third line, I'm going to finger it the same way as the first. And here, rather than moving, I'm going to use the thumb as my pivot, my anchor to move. And I'm just going to come over here, second finger on B flat. It's similar to playing the scales, except I'm doing 1 and 2. You can move, but But I like to stay close to the keyboard so I can feel my way around. And if I do this, I can feel where that B flat is if I leave my thumb here. Here. Okay. Last line. You're here, and here, and here, and now thumb here, and here. And you, even with big hands, you can still do that because you're only playing black keys, so you're staying above it here. That's fine. Put the hands together and see how it works. You put the hands together, I already did. Then go back through and get rid of the hesitations. And then we can think about the articulation, which they don't give you any. Okay, in that case, for now, just connect it. We'll deal with the articulation more when we get into interpreting it. And the dynamics, well, it starts out F forte, and I don't see anything else, so I guess just basically it's loud. It's the melody. Where is the melody? Well, that's a good question, because it's here. So the left hand's got to be in the background then. But for the first measure, when it's left hand only, I'd play the left hand out. So like in the first measure, it's soft. Because the right hand takes over. Not necessarily the only way to do it. It's just my feeling of doing it. It's like the first three notes kind of set the stage. It's almost like a short introduction. And then that's where it really starts. So maybe if you want, play the left hand a little softer. No. But I think it's better, it's a march, we want to declare it. Here I am, so go ahead and play it loud. And then play it soft in the left hand. Then we get into the interpreting it. Well, natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, feel that. So the phrasing, if you want to put it in, it's lift up, lift up. It's almost like every 2 measures, so approximately. It's up to you. How do you feel the phrasing? Where do you think it is? Wherever it is, lift up in the right hand for it. In this piece, you can actually lift up in the left hand also, because it's a march. There's 1, right, left, right. That's one way of playing it. Don't copy me, please. You get into the music, you feel it, you make it yours, have fun with it. I like to play it with you very slowly. Let's check the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to play both hands about the same. We're not performing it here, we're just checking notes and rhythms. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.